Hi, I'm Sleepy. Can we talk about Kirby? Man, I love this guy. I've 100%ed almost every Kirby game. They're really fun. Everyone loves Kirby. It's impossible to hate him. He's a simple boy, and ever since the start, everyone has known exactly what Kirby's trying to accomplish. Kirby's philosophy is easy to play, hard to master. But in Smash, it's more like easy to play, not worth it to master. While he's pretty good when you first start playing the game, he quickly falls off in favor of better characters. He's really bad and needs quite a bit of help to go from bottom to top tier. I want to give Kirby a simple but effective game plan to follow at low to mid level. He gets a lot off of grabs and tilts now, so lower level players will just be fishing for those. However, he was given the tools to make his game plan go further than that. With so many new different types of attacks, he has a very high skill ceiling. Kirby was fun but challenging to redesign. I love Kirby, and because of how much potential he has, I decided to use a different copy ability for every move. In Smash, he just swings his feet around, which is visually so boring compared to what he could have. The alts are quick and easy. Yarn Kirby is an easy pick. The other one has to be Classic Kirby. The first change is that after using Up Taunt, your ability flies out behind Kirby in the form of a big star. Kirby can inhale that star and either eat it again or spit it out to deal a lot of damage. Then, I tweaked a few attributes of Kirby's. Kirby's fall speed is increased, Kirby's run speed is decreased, now he's as fast as Popo, slower than Link but faster than Simon. Then I made Kirby lighter, now equal to Jigglypuff.
What are you doing?
Why? Kirby's bad, right? Why am I nerfing him? Yeah, so let's talk about why Kirby sucks. Kirby is unviable in most Smash games. He was top tier in his debut, but only because of unrealistically strong moves, comically large hitboxes, a fantastic recovery compared to everyone else, and a lack of defensive options in Smash 64. When he was normalized into a new engine though, he became truly terrible. Kirby is bad because he has low kill power, abysmal recovery, glass-like survivability, and a lack of general options to most situations. But above all else, horrid mobility. His mobility is so bad that even if I bumped all his other problems, he'd still be bad. But the problem is that I can't fix his mobility. Low speed is a key trait in the Kirby series. Giving him a lot of airspeed wouldn't make him feel like Kirby anymore. Which is a big reason as to why I think that the Project M version of Kirby is one of their least successful redesigns. Kirby games generally don't let you go fast, so majorly buffing his speed would make him not feel like Kirby anymore. He would just be Jigglypuff with a ground game. But lucky for Kirby, he's one versatile boy. His copy ability now mimics a character's ground speed, initial dash, traction, airspeed, fall speed, weight, and of course, special move. You can steal the speed of Sonic, the weight of Bowser, the slippery traction of Luigi, and a potentially busted Neutral B. With this upgrade to Inhale, Kirby is only as good as his opponent plus 1. To balance this out, the longer Kirby has a copy ability, the easier it will be to knock it out of him. Another thing that makes Kirby special is his unique jump that actually isn't unique because it will later be ripped off by DDD. By holding the jump button, Kirby will stay puffed up. After he's puffed up, you don't need to continue holding the jump button to maintain your form. While puffed up, Kirby falls much slower and jumps higher. However, your airspeed is much lower. You can't use aerials until you land, so you're kind of defenseless until you can do that. Luckily, Inhale is even more unique, because after becoming puffed, it becomes a new move, Exhale. Exhale damages enemies and stalls your fall until it's over. It's pretty powerful, but it's also kinda laggy. Exhale obviously will unpuff you and return you to your normal airspeed. Kirby, like always, will be very easy to play, but now has enough depth to satisfy better players. His moveset lacked the power necessary to really capture the feeling of playing a Kirby game. Kirby makes you feel strong, so he should be strong here too. Alright, we probably should have moved on to grounded normals by now.
Now baby, I'm the Ripper, your baby daddy's worst nightmare. Catch me by the clear, I'll be right there.
The final hit of Jab extends much further, giving him a situational mid-range option. Weirdly, Jab isn't as easy to SDI as most rapid jabs, but regular DI is more effective. F-Tilt has him sweep up dust right in front of him with the cleaning ability. Not gonna lie, Star Allies made me love this ability. It deals very little damage, but has a high chance to trip to start combos. The broom has a hitbox, obviously, but even the dust itself does damage. It won't trip, but the dust extends pretty far and slightly flinches them. Up tilt comes from the needle power. He uses spikes to pop the opponent up into the air. It combos at low percent and kills at high percent, but at mid percent it won't net much reward. For down tilt, he gains the slide move from Kirby games. It's just obvious. This one is so obvious, and it really should have been here since 64. So, the way it works is that after you hit someone, you bounce off of them and can follow up with an aerial. Much like in Kirby, it's quite weak. Dash attack has more startup. Dash attack kills earlier and goes farther. To account for that, it now crosses up shields. F smash goes further. Hammer flip is now his up smash. Hammer flip even has a charging hitbox like the older Kirby games. Down smash has him release stars on both sides of him as a reference to the friend create animation from Kirby Superstar. It's strong and fast and slightly disjointed. What's not to like? Down throw is a beam reference where he shoots below him like the aerial beam animation. It's one of the best combo throws in the game. It has super low knockback and Kirby is allowed to move right before touching the ground, allowing him to immediately follow up with a quick aerial. New Kirby players can feel good at the game just landing down throw into an aerial or down throw into up B, while more experienced mains will find creative follow-ups and long strings to maximize damage. Although down throw barely sends them anywhere, you can DI the throw very well, even to the extent that you can end up behind Kirby. Although, if the Kirby predicts you, he could just back air. Nair will catch every DI option, but if they DI up, you need to jump and nair. He has a very deep grab game that can net him some insane early percents. F-throw is now based off the ice ability Ice Suction. Kirby eats you, and then you can press A again, and you'll be spit out in an ice cube. It's not hard to mash out, but you get sent straight forward, which can be hard to recover from at high percent. Back throw is now based on an attack from Rolling Turtle, which isn't actually an ability, but it is based off of the boss that gives you the throw ability.
Niggas copy everything we say. Louis frames, eyes lower than my GPA.
Nair is based on Spark. He discharges electricity all around him that sends foes forward. It's very similar to Pikachu's Nair. It has more range and hit stun, however it's easily punishable if you miss. Nair comes out really fast, but has really bad end lag. Luckily, the landing lag is much more generous, so you can drag down combo into his other moves. I don't know about you, but I love any character that has Pikachu Nair. Forward air is the basic sword aerial attack. The sword is smaller in Smash than in Kirby's, giving it less range. In the Kirby's, it pops Kirby and the enemy up slightly, but in Smash it will be a simple chop that can be used pretty much anywhere like Lucina's Fair. It sends people ever so slightly up and forward. It has no relevant kill potential and only deals 3.5%. Up air has much more startup. Up air has way more knockback growth and less end lag. Bear is based on the spear power. He uses backward thrust behind him. Unlike in the Kirby games, he doesn't jab in front of him and just skips to the back hit. The spear is much smaller than in Kirby's game, not even as big as Marth's sword. Visually you could compare it to Violet's back air, but it's faster. The tipper mechanic has been simplified for Kirby, to make this move an entry-level introduction to sweet spots and sour spots. Half the spear is a sweet spot and the other half is a sour spot. The sour spot is stronger than Violet's back air, but the sweet spot is weaker than Violet's back air, obviously. It's a really great move. If Bandanity was in the game, I would definitely want him to have this back air as well. Dare is based off the Parasol world. Unlike in Kirby though, it's not a solid fall. It's functionally very similar to his vanilla Dare. It's slightly disjointed as well as much stronger to justify its pitifully slow startup. And with that out of the way, we can finally move on to specials.
Riding and swerving, kush I'm blow. Goes wide, my trunk bump like Eddie Roll.
I came up with an intuitive shield special that both teaches the existence of shield specials and how they can be helpful tools in battle to newcomers. His shield special was initially inspired by Yoshi's. He brings up the Mirror Shield. It can block attacks and negate damage when held down. Unfortunately, it doesn't have a hitbox, so it can be punished easily up close. However, its main function is reflecting projectiles. It's quite good at that. The Mirror Shield from Kirby Superstar was likely the inspiration behind Smash Bros' unique block system, so it's nice to see things come full circle where Kirby uses this shield in Smash. We talked about Inhale at the start of the video, so I bet you thought we were done, but nope. I've got more tricks for you. Inhale is easily Kirby's coolest move, cause it's all the moves. It's also the glue that holds this whole moveset together. Being able to copy the attributes of any fighter is ridiculously strong, so for balance purposes, Inhale comes out on frame 20 and has 30 frames of end lag on release. However, if Inhale is held for more than 2 seconds, then Kirby inhales harder and the range is greatly increased. That's just a nice little bonus. The star's animation changes depending on how heavy the opponent is. Heavy opponents have bigger stars like in Kirby, and they also deal more damage to other opponents hit by the star. Normally, Kirby can't spit out projectiles. Well, no more. After eating a projectile, Kirby gets a brief window where you get the choice to either press A or down. If you don't press either within 5 frames, he just eats the projectile. How impatient. But pressing A makes him spit that projectile out as a star. The star doesn't scale with any projectile's damage and will always do a static 20% with pretty good knockback. Pressing down has him eat the projectile, but it skips the long eating animation. Also, projectiles will heal more with pressing down. Another major change is that Kirby won't always just get the opponent's neutral special. I'll explain that in detail in just a moment, but first we gotta get through the other specials. Since Hammer Flip was moved to up smash, a really important power-up has to take its place. Side B is the iconic Suplex. It's very fast and goes really far, but puts Kirby into free fall if you miss. It can't be edge cancelled because it doesn't go off of ledge. Suplex is great because you get access to every move in Suplex's arsenal from Kirby's star allies except for the pinpoint kick. For example, Fury Stomp is a good finisher off stage but doesn't spike. Backbreaker is a high damage move with low knockback and sends you right above Kirby. Pile Driver is pretty much his old forward throw, and so off stage, Kirby dies first in these interactions when he just dives down and does all these things, but blah blah blah, you know what I mean. It's a great command grab that gives him a throw for any situation he needs a grab. And in the hands of a new player, when they just press side B, the only way that they won't get a good result is by just not pressing any buttons. Eventually though, they will press a direction, or they will press A, or they will press B, and they will get a cool throw, and that's why it's pretty intuitive. Next up, Final Cutter deals more damage and has more knockback growth. Final Cutter's projectile goes further. When using up B on the ground, it becomes a new move, High Jump. This is a great movement option and combo extender, but like in Kirby's Adventure, you can only use this move on the ground. Tell me what you think, because this one's a bit of a more experimental idea. The Rock is much faster. Stone can be held up to much longer too, up to 10 seconds now, and can be released much sooner. Down B can now be smash inputted. Pressing down and B at the same time makes him do the bigger Hyperstone attack from Planet Robobot. This Hyperstone attack spikes, breaks shield, and has tons of knockback, and complete invincibility at the cost of much higher startup and end lag, as well as not being able to cancel the move for a full 2 seconds. Final Smash remains relatively the exact same. It has average meter charge rate, but be careful because the first hit can now be shielded, and then it won't work. So the last thing I want to talk about is that quick little thing I said in the neutral B section. I said Kirby won't always get the opponent's neutral special. What did I mean by that? Well, to be frank, some characters just have garbage neutral Bs, so I made them give Kirby a different special move instead that would fit their kit better. Some characters will have a copy ability other than neutral B. I'll just speed through those real quick. If they aren't mentioned, they still remain as neutral B. Side B, shield special, down B, up B, down B, neutral B, and he gains an extra Kirby. Shield special, down B, side B, down B, down B, shield special, side B, shield special. Kirby gets his own Luma and her yet-to-be-announced shield special. When Luma dies, he loses the ability. Side B, down B, side B, down B, down B. Kirby regenerates ink over time automatically instead of having to charge it. Down B, just kidding, that's horrible. Down B. Kirby still keeps Power Wave at neutral B, but when he goes over 100%, he gets Buster Wolf and Power Geyser. And that does it for everything I wish Kirby had in Smash. I think this is the best possible representation that Kirby could have in Smash, and I'm confident that one day some of these changes will become real for everyone's favorite Demon Slayer. And with that, I can sign off. Good night.
I don't take hoes, I never tip the stripper. I'm rich, bitch, but you can call me Cheap the Ripper. Shell toes, yes, PRPS. There's a man riding a horse on top of my chest. Polo fresh, I am Z-Mine. I'll be slam dunking Tangeray shots really blind. Told niggas keep it Carmelo, okay? Roll past Dave, told him hello and hey. Me and Cass is something old on 23's hold back window. Say, Mama Mel Beach.